Yes, we normally see this happen in cricket. Yeah, Crampton. Just before the water break, but having to start back over was a bit difficult for him. The ball was pitched up to him and he drove it straight to the fielders in the cover position. And easy catch taken. The captain for Grenada goes for 49 runs. And the score moves up to 106 for 4. Grenada still missing some 87 runs of 118 deliveries. So still in a better position in the game. But the Dominicans will have to keep chipping at the wickets. New batsman in. Shamel Hillier.
Very good knock. Was a very good partnership with Wickham. And of course, Christmas will continue operating to him. So Christmas, of course, will continue looking to make further inroads. And I think that will be the best thing right now to continue taking wickets in order to give themselves a good chance of winning this match. Flighted delivery, good length. And the batter is closing the face towards backward square leg. And they can't score. So the process of doing the trick there for Dominica, breaking at a very important partnership right after the water break. And usually we score after breaks, after water breaks launch tea time in the longer version. Batters have to gather themselves again, reset, and of course refocus. And this time, of course, Bartholomew, the captain, was able to refocus on time. I'm sure had we batted before the water break, that same delivery might have played it well. Because of that interruption of the break. End of the over. It's 106 for 4.
Yes, the Dominican bowlers has been bowling really tight, keeping it tight. Dylan John, 6 overs, 17 runs, 1 wicket. Arsenio Fountain, 7 overs, 1 maiden, 14 runs, 1 wicket. Vince Daru, 2 overs, 7 runs. Nian Davis, 5 overs, 15 runs. Aiden Burton, 5 overs, 15 runs. Kenny Valmore, 1 over for the 13 runs. And Kellan Christmas just coming in, 2 overs, 1 maiden, 6 runs, 1 wicket. As we see the captain continuing.
Wickham to receive strike, and he's in defense this time, right behind. And Fontaine himself does the fielding, and there is no run. 106 these for 4. Dominica taking a wicket right after the break, the water break that is, and putting Grenada under some further pressure here. They need to continue in that vein, bowling tightly and maintaining the pressure on in order to pick up some more wickets, get rid of the middle order completely, and get into the tail of the lineup. 100 and 6 it is now for the loss of 4. Down there in Grand Bay at Geneva, St. Vincent, of course, was bowled out for 100 in 25.2, chasing 179. So St. Lucia, of course, winning this one by 79 runs. So that's the story that occurred down there in Grand Bay at Geneva. St. Vincent and the Grenadines were bowled out for 100 in 25.2 overs, chasing 179. Of course, St. Lucia winning that one by 79 runs. Here, meantime, Grenada is chasing 192 and are currently 106 for 4.
As we see some good fielding there by Alex. Jamie just trying to run this one past the third man in this circle, and Alex getting on and diving and preventing it from passing him. Had it passed him, it would have gone into the boundary. So good fielding there by Alex. End of the over. The score moves up to 107 for 32. Crampton looks like we're going to have a good game on our hands this afternoon, Crampton.
Yeah, it seems as if this game is boiling down to the wire. 6 wickets in hand. And of course, 86 more runs required for victory of 108 deliveries. So 86 of 108, 6 wickets in hand. So that's the equation now. And of course, we'll have to wait and see how this game unfolds. The game is still in the balance from this point onwards. And it's just a matter of time for us to see what the result of this match is going to be. We know for sure that it's going to boil down to the wire. If the match continues in this vein, back of the arm, and Wickham ignores it outside the off stump. So Christmas is the bowler. Bowling back of the arm to Wickham, who had a very good partnership with his captain. Back of a length outside the off stump. This one was a bit quicker. Through the air, playing back of the arm, leg break. Show you as a googly. The ball that goes the other way. He also bowls the off break. So he bowls both the off break and the leg break. So depending on the batter, but we just saw the, and this is the off break now. So he's varying his bowling, mixing it up a bit. Sometimes he delivers the off break and other leg break. So just trying to create some doubt in the mind of the batter. The leg break this time, the ball coming back into the left-hander. And at times, he tries taking the ball away from the left-hander. But if the batter is able to read the bowling from his hands at the point of delivery, then he should be able to anticipate what comes. Full toss, and can only find mid-on, and they can score. End of the over. So 100 and a maiden over. So that was a maiden over there, bowled by Christmas. And it's currently 107 for the loss of 4. Vincent?
Yes, some good bowling there by Kellan Christmas. Just keeping it tight, not trying to do nothing extraordinary with the ball, just pitching the ball up to the back. Uncertainty and forcing the batsman to do things, keeping it tight. Well bowled by the young man. I think Dominica needs to keep building the pressure. We see Arsenio Fontaine bringing himself back into the attack and just looking to bowl tight, looking to create pressure, while in the event of doing that, Kellan, the batsman, saw Kellan as the opportunity to take advantage, and then that was his downfall because Arsenio was keeping it tight on the other end. Kellan is bowling slow. Probably I could get some runs on Kellan, and that was the downfall on the batsman. Well, ball again by Arsenio, just beating the batsman for some pace. The ball was already in the keeper's glove when the batsman was looking to get forward.
So Fontaine is into his 9th over now. 1 for 15 so far. Has bowled 1 maiden. Fontaine, the captain, and is looking, of course, to pick up another here.
Well, ball again by Senior, right up to the bat. Yorker length delivery. The batsman could only stab down his bat onto it. The ball trickle into the field out shot mid wicket. Dominicans don't want to keep building the pressure. We see the required rate now moving up to 5.2 and the current rate 3.2.
Here.
In again, slower delivery from a senior. So really using his tricks. We see a Yorker. We see a length ball now. We see the slower delivery and the batsman having no say.
Because interestingly, there is no slip in place. There is a third man wide, very wide, fine leg, short backward square leg. There's also a man
senior pulling that one. The batsman looking to drive it past. Looking to drive it past the bowler diving down on it. And no runs taken.
Yes, of course, an opportunity there almost. The ball just eluding there, and the batters will get 2. 107 it is now, 109 rather, for the loss of 4. Of course, the fielders will have to be more and more keen here. They have to really be hungry for this victory. Do everything possible on the field to turn this into a victory. Take advantage of every opportunity that comes. Take the catches and make the run-outs. And that's what winners do. They create situations sometimes. Make a catch out of nothing. That extra dive. That extra jump. That extra leap. That extra bending of the back. That extra effort. And we see it from some players, even at the international level. They give it their 100%. And it is those little bits of efforts that really contribute towards victory. It's the end of the over. And it's currently 109 for the loss of 4. Of course, remember, this is the WINLOTT, Windward Islands Super 50 tournament, sponsored by Super 6. Of course, this encounter is between the local side and Grenada. Dominica coming from a defeat yesterday. And of course, looking to get the W in this encounter. Grenada as well, looking for the W. Both teams are in search of a W, of course, and to improve their standings in the points table. Vincent Lewis?
Yes, especially the fact that St. Lucia made light work of St. Vincent in the other game. Both teams here this afternoon will be looking to get some points to be on par with St. Lucia.
Yeah, certainly. Christmas. The off spinner just outside the off stump. This one going past the outside edge of the bat.
There is Kellan again, just slowing it up, bringing the batsman on the front foot. And Wickham not tempted into going for the big shot, just covering up and playing it quietly back to the bowler.
This time back of the arm. And it's guided towards a gully. And they can score. So just switching from the leg break to the off break. And from the off break back to the leg break. Just trying to keep the batter guessing. Shot straight to the man there. Shot mid wicket. I believe there might have been a chance of a catch there, Vincent Lewis.
Yes.
Ball seemed to have been aerial for a moment.
Definitely, Crampton. But as I said earlier on, man don't catch pull it, and Wickham is a big boy. If Wickham hits that ball and you're in front of it, he'll be having second thoughts of putting your hand in the way.
Yes, of course. You're quite right on that. Man don't catch bullets. It was struck very hard. That ball was traveling. And of course wasn't able to turn that into tall. Christmas to the right hander this time. Gentle push towards Davis at mid wicket, and that takes us to the end of the over. 110 now for the loss of 4. In over number 35, so we are in the 35th over. Of course, we are going to begin the 36th over, and the score is currently 110 for 4. Slow going at the moment. And it's going to be the last over for Ustinho Fontaine, the captain. So that's his final over. And of course, he'll be serving up to Wickham, who has been there for some time now. And he's coming forward, unbothered, very comfortably. So that appears to be a man that is well set at the crease. Doesn't have any difficulty there. Nothing seems to be bothering him. Wickham, Vincent?
Yeah, Wickham looks good. But eventually he's going to have to play some shots, because we see the scoring rate climbing up slowly. It's now at 5.7, almost 6 runs per over. Grenada needing some 83 runs of 88 balls. And eventually, someone is going to have to play some shots for the Grenadian team.
Yes, as we saw earlier in the person of Bartholomew, the captain, was really getting that ball away, keeping the score ticking over. And small wonder, of course, they were able to produce such a good partnership that Wickham, who is on strike now, and the captain who went back, Fontaine, and he's driving, but straight to man, and they can't score. So he's well set, finding the middle of the bat. His timing is good, but he needs to find the gaps, and of course, just score at a faster rate in order to really be able to take his team home. He's a set man. I believe he should continue batting, but he just need to up tempo a bit, pick the gaps, adjust his technique, close the face, open the face, but score at a faster rate to give his team a chance here. 110 it is still for 4. Fontaine, the captain, is bowling his last over, his final over here of his spell, of his 10 over spell, and he's coming into the left-hander, and the final ball of his 10 over spell from around the wicket, up in the air towards the onside behind square, and the ball landing just in front of the man down there, deep backward square leg, and they'll get a single. So that's the end of Fontaine's spell, 10 overs. Fontaine, of course, conceding 18 runs for 1 wicket, and has an extremely healthy economy rate of 1.8, only going for 1.8 runs and over, picking up 1 wicket, 18 runs conceded, 1 maiden, and of course of his 10 allotted overs. So that's it for the captain. As far as bowling, Vincent Lewis, your impressions?
Yes, I thought that was a wonderful spell of bowling from the captain. Not trying anything extra, just looking to bowl wicket to wicket and build pressure for his team, because he knew that he doesn't have too much runs on the board, so he had to keep it tight in his spell, and that is what he did. And kudos to him, having his team in a better position right now with Grenada 82 runs off some 84 balls. Things begin to look tight out there.
Yes, of course, and both figures are beginning to square up now. 82 of 84 deliveries. Wickham is the man on strike, And Christmas continues. This is the off spinner, and Christmas is in defense again. It's bowling from around the wicket to the left-hander. On the back foot, guiding this one there. Old-fashioned shot, but can't get any for it. There's a man in the way. Don't put much effort behind that shot, just guided it. Christmas, shot over length, and he's pulling this time, but again, there's a man in the way. On the onside this time at mid-on rather. So he's striking the ball at times, but he's finding, he needs to find the gaps rather than the fielders. Looking to pull this one there, appealed for leg before, but no, says umpire Rogers. Very cool afternoon here at the Benjamin's Park. Christmas, flighty delivery, and the ball going past the outside edge. Batsman was drawn forward there and wasn't able to negotiate. So it's the end of the over, and it's currently 111 for 4. Yes, of course, Miss White is making her way towards the wicketkeeper, who is down with an injury. And hopefully that injury doesn't persist or doesn't prevent him from continuing to play. So we'll have to wait and see how grave that injury is after receiving some attention there from the physio. So let's hope that it's nothing grave. Vincent? Oh, so that means he's in good hands.
Yes, Scrumpton. Just a bit concerned with the wicket keeper now. I'm not sure as to what's happening, but something went wrong, and he went down. We see the physio on the field, looking to.
Yeah, so he's been given some attention there, some physio attention. Miss White, and as you said earlier, that's his teacher at the secondary school, one of his favorite teachers. So, like I said earlier, he's in good hands. So hopefully he can be relieved of that pain. I'm sure that she has that magic spray. We call it the magic spray. So Vincent, your pain goes away in seconds after getting an application of that spray. Have you ever used that magic spray, Vincent Lewis?
Yes, Compton. I'll tell you what about this magic spray thing. I think it's a mind thing. Because I've used it, and I think I still had the pain. I still had some pain after using that magic spray, but I think it's just a mind thing.
Well, Vincent Lewis, it works with me. We have different bodies, it seems, but I can tell you all the times I used the magic spray, it worked on my knees, muscles. It did work. So, Vincent, you will have to check on that and find out why is it that the magic spray is not working on your body. It's supposed to work.
I'm not probably I didn't use enough, but I still had pain after spraying that magic spray.
Well, perhaps your injury was a much deeper one.
Maybe.
Well, Mr. Mike is making her way off the field now. And the keeper seems to be getting back up on his legs. And so, or have they switched from one keeper to the next? Vincent Lewis, you can identify your son from here. Are they using another keeper, or is he going to continue keeping?
Looks like he's going to continue. Walking with a bit of a limp.
Yes, he's limping, certainly. But it seems as if he's going to continue keeping. But he has a limp.
He's a tough nut.
So he's showing some courage. Well, he's showing some courage at the moment. Playing with some pain. That really shows some character. But Vince Darrow will take on the attack on the southern end of the ground. So Healy, of course, is the man receiving from Vince Darrow. Back of a length. The batter just punching his one back down the ground. And he can't beat the fielders. So Vince Darrow, interestingly, in this game, did not really show up as much. But in the two matches previously that he played, that he featured in, he had figures of 2 for 2 of 1.1. And then in his other game, he had figures of 3 for 7 in 5. And that's superb bowling figures there. And of course, in the match afterwards, he was dropped. Not sure if that had a toll on his confidence. Or is it just a bad day of bowling today for him? Because in 1.1 overs, he took 2 wickets for just 2 runs. We're talking about 7 deliveries bowled. He took 2 wickets for 2 runs. In the next game, he bowled 5 overs more, 5 overs, 30 deliveries. But he took 3 wickets and conceded only 7 runs. And a nice looking shot there through mid-wicket. And the batters were considering the second, but had to abort the idea as a result of good fielding out there by Davis, of course, being very busy out there and fast on his feet. So, Vincent Lewis, just analyzing that.
I think the batsman realized that Vince, in the first game, they probably didn't know Vince and saw him at the top of his mark and realized that he's slow. He's probably somebody we could target. And then seeing how well he bowled in the previous games, they're just having second thoughts of taking him on this time.
Wickham to receive from Vince. Having a go there and the ball going past the outside edge. Because Wickham is looking to take on the little fella. That's Vince Darrow. It's coming in from around the wicket now to Wickham. Wickham is humbled there, playing defensively. And of course, only 1 run from this over of Vince Darrow. So again, another economical over. Doesn't go for too many.
Yes, Crampton. How quickly could things change in the game of cricket done? Just a few overs ago, Grenada had some 40-odd balls ahead of the runs. And now we've seen them needing some 81 runs from some 72 deliveries. So less deliveries in quick time. Really good tight bowling from the Dominicans.
Yes, and I mentioned that earlier that don't be surprised if we see a swing, a change where there is, more runs to get from deliveries left as a result of good bowling. So the Grenadians had to be careful about their strike rate. And of course, eventually it happened. So we are now seeing a different situation. 81 runs to get from 79 deliveries. So, and if they continue in that vein, the pressure will continue to mount on them, on Grenada that is, if they continue in that vein. So they have to really begin pushing things a bit, increase their strike rate, pick the gaps, get the boundaries. They have to push the scoring. They have to increase their run rate, because otherwise in the back end of the innings, it will be too much pressure for them. And pressure can cause fall of wickets. When the captain was there, of course, it was a different situation, though, Vincent.
Yes, I think Wickham needed to take over from the captain, but he hasn't moved from first gear to second gear. Still playing in the same mold. He's been in there long enough. He should be the one looking to take on the bowlings, unless they have plans of he batting through the innings and let the rest of players play around him.
Yes, you would expect him, of course, to take on that role and begin pushing the scoring. Lovely shot on the back foot, but we'll find the man at long off who moves to his right. Of course, and can only get one. So Wickham, really should be the man taking on the that is the well set batter and try to maintain or at least increase their strike rate. Taking over from the captain Bartholomew, who was doing a fantastic job. Christmas in the air, and of course the ball eluding Christmas to his right, to his left. Of course, really was able to induce the false stroke, but the ball landing in no man's land. Helia is brought into strike as a result of that last play. Quicker one off break, and the ball finding backwards spelling, and they can't score. $114 now for Dominica bowl out Grenada. Will they take the remaining 6 wickets? Will Grenada get to 193? And he's driving towards long on, and the catch is taken. He's out caught. Driving through the line. The man was down there, posted on the boundary. The ball came straight to him, and of course, making easy work of that and taking a wonderful catch to dismiss Helia. And Grenada losing their 5th wicket, 114 for 5.
Yes, Dante Benjamin taking a brilliant catch, allowing the ball to come to him. That was pretty close to the boundary though. Almost stepping on the line, but looking back at the last moment and realizing he's close to the line, not taking the last step, and easy catch in the end. And Helia is gone. So as I told you, Compton, it looks like Wickham is looking to bat till the end, and the rest of players look to take on the bowling.
Yes, but perhaps they should have considered that much earlier. So, of course, Grenada losing another scalp here. And the pressure has mounted somewhat more on Grenada, having lost another scalp. Of course, Wickham is still there, but he's not really pushing the score. So there's still pressure on them because of this. Hopefully, the other batter incoming can do a good job at pushing the score and relieving them of pressure. But right now, Dominica will fancy their chances, of course. If they can just take a couple more wickets from here, they'll fancy their chances of winning this match, Vincent.
Yes, yes. But you got to keep picking at the wickets, Crampton, because we don't know how good the rest of the batsmen are.
So that's what I'm saying. So if Dominica pick up a couple more wickets from here, they will fancy their chances of winning this match.
Definitely.
Fancy their chances.
Definitely.
We're not saying that they're going to win, but they'll really begin to feel that they can win.
Yes.
But of course, Grenada can also produce another partnership from here. With Wickham. Wickham is not pushing the score. Let's say the new batter who came in there, who is Henry. Of course, if he can produce a good partnership there, push the score, then of course Grenada can now fancy their chances of winning this match. And of course Wickham picking up another single through third man area. Meantime, Vince Darrow will continue his operations from the southern end. Only conceded 1 run in the previous over that he bowled, and so he has been keeping things very, very tight, very stingy with the ball. And Grenada has to be careful that he doesn't pick up a couple of wickets here, because he has a knack, that little fella, for picking up wickets. And on the money right away. Second ball of the over. So he has been maintaining good lines and lengths. Not very fast. Vincent.
As I told you before, Cranton, he's not fast, but he does the simple things right. He doesn't go over his limit. He bowls the ball straight into the wicket. As we see a slight misfield there from the man at deep wicket, allowing them to get one. The score moves on by one. 116 for 5 it is. Requirement of 7.3, Crampton.
Yeah, so it's climbing. Of course, the required run rate is going up. Daru outside the off stump. Quicker delivery there. Wickham not able to connect. No slip in place. Deep fine leg. There's a man at backward point. There's a third man. Third man is being brought up in the fly slip area on about the 30-yard circle. So he's been straightened now into a fly slip area. Long on, long off. Short mid wicket. There's a man at short square leg. A man in the covers. A deep cover point near the boundary in the person of Davies. And of course, Joseph is there at backward point, just in front of the gully. Vince Daru, outside the off stump again, appeal for cut behind. And of course, umpire Javid Seaman turns it down, and that brings us to the end of the over. 100 and now 16 for 5, still kept on 116. You are watching the WINLOTT Under 19 Super 50 tournament, sponsored by Super 6, hosted right here on the nature isle of Dominica. And we are currently at the Benjamin's Park in the north of the island in Portsmouth, the second town of Portsmouth. And Christmas will continue operations from the northern end. And he'll, of course, be bowling to Henry, the left-hander. So there's a fly slip in place. There's a man in the gully. There's a man at deep backward point, cover, long off, long on, mid-wicket, square leg. So that's the field setting. Of course, mid-wicket is being lengthened now. So he's been pushed back in the person of Davis towards the boundary. Just making his way there now. And square leg has been brought to mid-wicket. So that's the field change there. Christmas. Of course, good delivery ball there. They can't score off it. Christmas is coming from around the wicket to the left-hander, Henry. Short. And the ball delayed there. Batter wasn't able to make.
Closer to the ball and then look to cut.
Flighted delivery well up. Wickham was just looking to close the face on this one and work it towards the onside. Didn't make contact. The ball colliding into his pass. And they can't score. Christmas again. Flighted delivery. An appeal for leg before there. And it's given out. Christmas missing this one. And about the stumps. A flighted delivery. And of course, a sort of lazy for defensive shot. The ball missing the bat, and of course, according to the judgment of Rogers Larrock, that one would have gone on to hit the stumps. So out leg before Wickham, after a long knock, he goes for 18 of 67 deliveries, a strike rate of only 26.9. Vincent Lewis?
Yes, the innings never get going for Wickham. Just looking to come on the front foot and prod. Not looking to be aggressive when his team needed him to be the one to take the game to the Dominicans. Is it that he sacrificed himself because he realized that he couldn't get the ball away, Crampton?
Maybe that's the way he bats. Maybe that's his natural way of batting. And he will need to improve on the other aspect that you're suggesting to increase his strike rate, to push the score along. Maybe that's an aspect of his game that he needs to work on and develop. He's still perhaps young still. There's still time. At least he has the foundation. He has the defense. You know, he can bat time. He can bat long. Now you work on your aggression, on taking advantage of scoring opportunities. Turn goodish deliveries and even good balls sometimes into runs. So he has to, develop that other aspect of his game to take his batting to the next level.
Yes, definitely. I tell you what, though, I've seen him before at, I think, the under 13 or probably under 15 level, and he was a bit of a ball bitter. He was a bit of a basher, going at the bowlers, playing some real good shots, So I don't know what crept into his game. Probably he was looking to bat deep and then look to chance his arm in the latter overs.
But not at the expense of the match.
Definitely, Crampton. Someone had to send a message to him and tell him, look to take on the bowlers.
So Jeremy Edwards is the new batter. Jeremy Edwards. And a lefty. So Grenada losing another scalp there, unfortunately for them. And so the pressure has mounted somewhat more. Appeal for leg before. And of course, not out says umpire Rogers Larrock. But I can tell you that their tails are up now. They are very spirited out there. That is Dominica. They will fancy their chances of winning this match. 6 wickets already taken for 117 runs. And so the team is in high spirit now. Christmas continues its operation from the northern end. From inside edge, and of course the batters will just scamper through for a single. $118 nowadays for 6. Yes, certainly. And so 75 more required of 54 deliveries. And hence the reason the required run rate is 8.3 runs. Of course, earlier it was much lower when there were a lot more deliveries available than runs to get. So Jeremy Edwards, of course, is the man who has just entered and has joined Henry, both on one. So you have 2 new batters at the crease currently. In a situation where you need to increase your strike rate, get things going, both batters are not set at the wicket, Vincent Lewis. So that is a disadvantage. How do you go from here? Yeah, so Edwards, of course, is taking the right approach now, given the context of the game. That is what is required at this stage of the match. So he'll look to have a go. And Jeremy Edwards. Of course, I'm sure Vince Daru will have other ideas. So he has to be careful though with Vince Daru. Have to be somewhat selective. Look to have a go. Beat him off his length and his line. Because that little fella has a knack for picking up wickets. He's always around the stumps with his lines and lengths. And he has a nagging pace as well. So it's going to be a challenge, I believe, for Grenada to move from here, especially facing. He has a record for taking wickets without conceding many runs. 2 for 2 of 1.1, 3 for 7 of 5. So he does not go for many runs.
I'll tell you what, Compton, I followed the practice matches leading up to the tournament, and Vince was probably the best bowlers. He took a 5-for in one of the matches, and then he had 3 wickets in the other.
Exactly. So this is strengthening, of course, my assessment of this lad. So you are just giving me some more statistics here that strengthens my assessment of this lad. So it's going to be a very ticklish situation for Grenada going forward. So it's kind of a risk shot, and that was gifted. And of course, it got the treatment. Short ball. He doesn't have the pace to be bowling such length to a batter who came there with the intention, of course, to have a go. And of course, the left-hander said, "Thank you very much."
Yes, this ball just missing his length there. He's dropping it short with no man back. The batsman just had to get some bat on it, and into the deep mid-wicket boundary it went.
Yes, Vince Daru normally would not bowl such length. So it's very rarely you would see that from him. Very uncharacteristic, I would say, of Vince Daru to be bowling short deliveries at this. Perhaps if he was expressed pace, that ball would not have disappeared. But it's a slow medium pacer. Up in the air, chance of a catch. Will it go for 6 or will a catch be taken? It's a 6. Half a dozen. And Daru has been ruffled at this point. 131 it is now for the loss of 6. And Daru is being ruffled somewhat uncharacteristic, unprecedented. It's a while we haven't seen that occur to Vince Daru and Vincent Lewis.
Yes, Compton, as I told you, these batsmen, low order batsmen, normally are the ones who look to come and
edge. And this one going down towards the third man area. The ball will stop inside the boundary. And the batters, of course, taking 2. So good comeback delivery there. The ball finding the edge, but of course going through past the keeper and where first slip would be Vincent Lewis.
Normally at this stage of the innings, we would have a first slip. So the ball just going past the keeper and trickling down as we see Alex was the one giving chase and could not prevent them from getting 2 runs. The score moves up to 146 for 6 after 42 overs. Grenada needing some 60 runs off some 48 balls. So Crampton, the game is still in the balance.
Yes, it is still in the balance, of course. They have 4 more wickets in hand. If the batters are competent enough, that is the remaining batters, are competent enough, of course, this equation is still a very possible one. They can still get up to the target of 193, which is required for victory. So it's not all lost for Grenada. It's not all lost. So that game, as you quite rightly said, is definitely in the balance. So it can swing on either side from here on. We might just see that game boil down to the wire. Vincent Lewis?
I said it as soon as I came into the commentary booth, Crampton. It looks like we're going to have a wonderful game this afternoon.
There's a very exciting ending to this match. Of course, Dylan John comes back into the attack from the northern end. And he's going to be moving in from around the wicket to the left-hander. And he's driving towards long on. Will the catch be taken? Yes, the catch is taken. Out caught in the deep at long on. And Dylan, as soon as he came back into the attack, of course, doing the job for his captain and dismissing, of course, one more of Grenada's batters. They sink further in a hole, Vince Lewis.
Yes, Crampton. I think they have no choice but going after the bowling now. And this one, the batsman looking to go over the top of the fielder at the long on region, and he could not do that. Fieldsman just settled on and take a easy catch.
Yes.
Jeremy Edwards goes, caught Aiden Burton, bowled Dylan John. The score moves up to 133 for 7. So just 3 more wickets for the Dominicans, and the Grenadians needed some 60 runs of 47 balls at a required rate of 7.7. Crampton.
Yes, so Dylan John really doing his job at a crucial stage of the match for his captain. And of course, right now the game is beginning to swing towards the national side, Dominica. John around the wicket and he's driving. He's off the mark. So there's run Mitchell, his spinner for Grenada. He's off the mark. And Henry, of course, who showed some signs of aggression, is on strike now. Meantime, John will continue to look for more wickets, of course. Low full toss, and the batter just closing the face on this one towards mid wicket. The call is 1, but they came for the second. Oh my goodness! Perfect opportunity for the run out. Not sure if it was excitement or if he was just too confident or if he got an injury in his hand. Not sure what occurred there, James Lewis, but he had a whole day to dislodge the bails and run out, of course, the approaching batter, who was a mile away from his crease.
Crampton, you have to catch the ball before you bring it to the stumps. I think he was trying to bring his hands too quickly to the stumps, not allowing the ball to, not watching the ball into his hands. And then just dropping the ball, allowing the batsman to get home.
Yes, an opportunity there. Went begging John from around the wicket. A low full to the outside the off stump. This one going right through the keeper. So it's an extra there, Mr. Bye. And he could have taken his time. He had the whole day to dislodge the bails. Just drive in. And quick single. Of course, attempting the run out there. The pegging, but wasn't able to dismiss the batter. Good attempt there by the captain, Fontaine.
We see the lower batsmen for Grenada really looking to be aggressive.
Yes, another extra there will be taken. So the keeper seems to have some difficulty behind the stumps. It's the end of the over, and it's 138 for 39 rather for 7. So 139 for 7 is the current score here at the Benjamin Park between Dominica and Grenada. Of course, still need some more 55, so they need 54 more runs to get of 54 or 44 deliveries, so 54 to get from 44 or 42 deliveries, and that's the equation there. 54 to get 42. Of course, Henry is on 15 of 11, and Mitchell, of course, is looking to provide some good support there to his partner. So the game is still in the balance. It's 3 more wickets in hand. It's not impossible, but I would fancy, of course, the local side. The batting side is under more pressure at this time, I believe, Vincent.
Yes, definitely. With only 3 more wickets in hand, I think the Dominicans will be backing themselves to get the better of the Grenadians this evening, Compton.
Full toss, and this one is belted towards the offside. There's a man coming around from in the dip. And of course, we'll restrict the batters to just 2. And it's a ball on top of that. Joseph. So no ball signal there by Javid Seaman. So it's 142 now for 7. Joseph is the man operating from the southern end now. And it's bowled. But it's a free hit, remember? So he cannot be given out on this occasion. It's a free hit. Of course, playing across the line there. And missing this one on the stumps. Let's see what happens this time. So this delivery is going to be a legit one. And let's see if he can produce a wicket-taking delivery on this occasion.
Seems like this game is going to go down to the wire, Compton. Some 50 runs needed from some 41 deliveries.
Yes, interestingly, your free wickets in hand. So, very interesting equation there and situation. Game situation, that is. Joseph standing on his mark. Of course, it's a testing moment now for the bowling attack. Around the wicket, driving, peels off the edge towards the boundary, and it's 4. Driving through the line there, the ball coming off the outer half of the bat and going down towards backward point for 4. 147 now for 7, the score. And of course, Mitchell moves to 6. Meantime, his partner Henry is on 18. And a partnership already of 14 between the two. Mitchell is the man on strike. Good delivery, good comeback delivery there by Joseph from the southern end, coming in from around the wicket, just creating the angle towards the batter so he can get that ball to come in and then perhaps leave the batter at the last moment. Trying to make life a little bit more difficult for the left-hander. But it's a pressure situation now for both teams. And he's driving again in a similar position, but there's a man there, appears to be Davis, and they will only get 1. So he seems to be able, and of course another misfield there, or the keeper not collecting cleanly and allowing for a second run. Vincent Luis. Joseph, and he's driving again towards the point area. Davis is kept busy out there, and they are restricted to just a single. Yes, so of course it's the end of the over, but 150 for 7 the score. And of course, play has resumed. Dylan John continues into the attack. So it's now 151 for 7. The game is nicely balanced now. So pressure situation for both teams. Which team is going to come out on top this afternoon here at the Benjamin's Park? We'll have to wait and see. Good length ball. Appeal for leg before, but Larrock, of course, ignoring this one. And also on a run out attempt there from the field. John. And he's driving. And he may have been dropped there. A drop catch, it appears to be, was too hot to handle. Man don't catch bullets. Vincent Lewis is the man. That's the famous saying of Vincent Lewis. Man don't catch bullets. So, of course, you could see John just shaking his hands. And he's really feeling the heat of that delivery that he attempted to catch. It was well struck by the batter. And he's driving again, this time towards long on. And again, another single taken there towards the onside. John. And he's driving in the air towards long off, but the ball will fall short. And the batters will, of course, be restricted. So they'll have to settle for 155 it is now for 7. End of the over. And, of course, Grenada is 155 for the loss of 7. Partnership of 22 between the two, between Henry and Mitchell. And they need 38 rounds of 30 deliveries. So the game is really boiling down to the wire. But, of course, the umpires will meet now, as there was a little glitch earlier, and they are trying to rectify that now. So all 3 umpires are meeting now to try and rectify that earlier glitch. All right, so in the meantime, while this is occurring, we will take a short break. And, of course, play will resume in just a few moments from now. So stay tuned. Don't go away as we come back. All right, we are back. So that little glitch, that little issue was rectified. So we are back on track here. And the equation right now is 38 of 30 deliveries, 155 for 7. And Dominica needs 3 more wickets. Grenada needs 38 more runs. The off spinner is into the attack. Very cool afternoon here at Benjamin's Park. Very, very cool, I must say. And there's still sufficient visibility here at the grounds. It's a bit cloudy, so the sun is not streaming down in all of its glory, but there is sufficient light. Off spin outside the off stump, and the ball going past the outside edge. Exciting moment now in this period of play between the two sides. Of course, the off spinner is looking to take a few wickets here and close up the innings. He has not gotten Davis, and the ball is hit high, and of course it appears to be one bounce to the fence. Actually, it's 6. So this. He's on 25 or 4 rather. I did see the ball fall inside the rope. So interestingly, that was rectified. So 4 runs instead of 6. So Henry is the man doing the damage, 23 rather than 25. So he's on 23 now off 17 and has a very healthy strike rate of 135. 1-6 so far and 2 4s in his short innings. Meantime, Mitchell is on 13 of 12, both striking at above 100, which is what is required. Let's see if, of course, Davis can restrict this to full toss, and the ball going through the keeper as well. And the batters attempting the second, and they'll get it. Exciting moments here at the Benjamin's Park. The game is literally boiling down to the wire. Who's going to come out on top between Grenada and Dominica in the encounter? 31 required of 26. 162 for 7 the score. Henry, the more aggressive of the two, is on strike. Back of a length, and he's pulling this one hard and long over mid-wicket. What a mighty blow that was. Oh my goodness. Short ball, and Henry taking full advantage of this one there and getting the maximum. 168 it is now for 7. Will Grenada come out on top? Will Dominica take the 3 required wickets to win? The game is really and truly boiling down to the wire. This is what you call excitement here, of course. Davis, the off spinner, is into the attack. Henry, who is the man doing the damage now, is on strike. He's on 31. Around the wicket, and he's driving, missing this one outside the off stump. Low and quicker, and of course, with that, is the end of the over. So after 46 is 168 for the loss of 7. Three more wickets to get by the local side, Dominica. 25 more runs to get by Grenada. 25 of 24 deliveries. The contest is on between the two. It's boiling down to the wire. Who's going to come out on top in this encounter? Will it be Grenada? Will it be Dominica? Your guess is as good as mine. But I'm sure that there's tensions on both sides. As Dylan John comes back into the attack, or continues in the attack. Mitchell is on strike. He's on 13. Has a strike rate of 108. So both batters are going fairly well as far as strike rate. And they are looking to bring, of course, that game home to their team. Full toss. And the batters are running through for the single, and they'll get it. So quick single taken there. The full toss was high, but not high enough, of course, to be a no ball. So, but of course, losing his length on that occasion there. So he needs to produce some Yorkers now. John, and it's bowled John getting his man finally. Clean bowled. Bowling the Yorker then, of course. I did say that he needs to produce a Yorker now, and exactly that he did, and was able to get his man. The Yorker length delivery did the trick. 169 for 8. Who's going to win? Is it Grenada? Is it Dominica? Mitchell going for 14 of 13 deliveries. Or really, it was Henry who got dismissed. 31 of 21. So the more dangerous of the two batters is the one who got dismissed there. He went for 31. Henry, Grenada, of course, losing the 8th scalp. Aravinda Bishop is his replacement, the spinner. So Bishop replaces Henry, who went for 31. And of course, he's going to be a right-hander. So Bishop, Aravinda Bishop, right-handed batter, replaces the dismissed Henry. And of course, he contributed 31 to the scorecard, to Grenada's scorecard. 24 of 22 now. That's equation. 24 of 22. 2 wickets in hand. So Dominica needs 2 wickets. Grenada needs 24 runs of 22 deliveries. John, a low full toss, and this one peels off the edge down towards the third man region, and the batters, of course, will get 2. 22 now required of 21 deliveries. Exciting moments here in this match. The game is boiling down to the wire. John looking for a few more wickets. He has already picked up 3. Of course, Dylan John, that is 3. He's into his 8th over the wicket. And he's bowled! Another wicket to Dylan John. That's his 4th wicket. He's the nemesis, of course, of the innings of Grenada. And Grenada is crumbling. Dylan John, remember that name. Aravinda Bishop was clean bowled for 2. And John, of course, he's the man to be celebrated now in the squad. He's the man doing the job for the local side. Dominica picked up 4 wickets already and conceded only 24 runs, going at a very healthy economy rate of 3.1. But what a good move it was, of course, by the captain to bring him back into the attack and kept him there. And he has not disappointed so far, Dylan John. 1 more wicket. 1 more wicket. 22 more runs to get in 20 deliveries. Who's going to come out on top? Are you still guessing? Are you still certain? It's Aaron Edwards, of course, the new batter. The lefty, Aaron Edwards, the new batter at the crease right now. And he's receiving from the southern end of the ground. Meantime, Dylan John, the man in form with the ball right now, doing the damage, is into the attack from around the wicket. And he's driving through the offside. And they will get 2 runs. (20 of 19 required. 1 more wicket in hand. Will they hold their nerve and take their team home? Will Dominica get that final wicket? Your guess is as good as mine. A low full toss, and he's driving straight to man there, and they'll pick up, they'll grab a single. $174 it is for the loss of 9 wickets after 47 overs. Of course, they need 19 runs of 18 deliveries. 3 more overs left, 19 more runs to get, and there's 1 more wicket in hand. So Mitchell is on 14 here, and he's joined by Aravinda Bishop, the spinner. 174 for 9. Who's going to win this match here this afternoon? The great game of uncertainty. This is a great game of glorious uncertainties. Will that last wicket take them home? Will Dominica dismiss one of these batters and end the innings of Grenada to give them victory? What do you anticipate? Your guess is as good as mine. Dante is into the attack. Dante Benjamin. And that's his first appearance with the ball. Dante Benjamin from around the wicket. Short. And the ball peeling off the edge and it's running down towards the boundary. And it was pulled back. So good save at the end, of course. The batters picking up a few runs. So just 2 more added to the total. 176 days. 17 more runs required of 17 deliveries. Mitchell on 14 and his partner Edwards is on 5. Aaron Edwards is on 5. Edwards. And this one going past the outside edge. And the crowd has certainly built here at the Benjamin's Park. All around the park, you're seeing folks, of course, giving support and really taking deep interest in this match. Benjamin, back of a length, and the batter is blocking, and they are taking a quick single, and they will get it. So they are taking everything they can get, of course, every little dab, every little gap, and they are risking it all here. This pair. So it seems as if their plan is to take everything that they can get of the remaining deliveries. Every single they get, they'll take it. Even from the pitch, they might attempt a single as well. Benjamin short and is caught in the square of the wicket and will only get a single. $15 more runs required of 14 deliveries. 15 more required of 14 deliveries. 15 more runs required of 14 deliveries. 178 it is now for 9. 1 more wicket in hand. Let's see what Benjamin has up his sleeve this time. And he ignores this one outside the off stump. It's a wide. 14 more runs required of 14 deliveries. 1 more wicket in hand. And this game is truly boiling down to the wire. Something, of course, that was earlier anticipated many overs ago. Benjamin coming in from the sudden end, from around the wicket. Short, and he's pulling up in the air. A chance of a catch mid-wicket. He's settling under it. And the catch is tackled. Dominica has come out on top. They've taken the final wicket here. And a victory for the local side. Victory to Dominica. They've taken the final wicket. And Grenada is bowled out for 179 runs. Losing by 14 runs, of course. And currently are celebrating apart on the field. Grenada is very disappointed, of course, to have lost this one. So that's the match for Dominica. It was hard fought. It was nerve-wracking. But they finally, of course, got on top. So victory for Dominica. Of course, later we will bring you a post-match interview with both captains and, of course, declare the man of the match. So don't go away. This game was truly exciting. One of the most exciting matches that we have witnessed here at the Benjamin's Park so far. And I'm sure we might see many more in the remaining days of this tournament. We might see at least a few more games of that kind with so much excitement in it. And right about now, the players, of course, are meeting to show some sportsmanship as they shake hands. along with the umpires and the other officials. But this was truly a great and exciting match there between the two nations, between Grenada and Dominica. Something, of course, that you would pay your money to watch. And of course, I'll take a break right now. We'll be back in just a few moments from now, of course, to bring you the post-match presentation. Stay tuned. Don't go away. for another interview at the end of what turned out to be a very exciting match here at the Benjamin Park between Dominica and Grenada. We have here, of course, the losing captain, Bartholomew, who had a very good knock. He, of course, got dismissed on 49, unfortunately. And Fontaine, of course, talk to us about this knock of yours and tell us what went wrong.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the father for giving me an opportunity to be out here and showcase my skill. Well, it's a process, and I went through the process. Unfortunately, I was dropped on knot, and I carry on, but I'm lucky that I couldn't get the 50. So, yeah, hard luck, but I feel my men fought hard today to bring down the game to the wire, but unfortunately, we end up on the losing side, but we played good cricket today.
Yes, tell us, do you think that perhaps if you had gone past the 50 mark and perhaps had a big half century, that certainly could have made a difference?
Yes. If I had made more than 50, the game would have been a different state. Yeah, so you can go again Friday.
All right, so there you have it, of course, the losing captain, Bartholomew, who had a very good knock of 49. Of course, we're going to have a chat right now with the winning captain, that's Usinho Fontaine. Usinho Fontaine, you came out on top in this encounter. All smiles.
Yeah, man, it was a good encounter. I love the game, fun, very exciting, and I'm sure the fans would have loved to see it.
Yes, but Fontaine, you fell on 42 or 43, thereabout. Talk to us.
Well, doesn't go well every time for you, but you have to come back stronger. Looking to win the game against St. Lucia in Grand Bay on the next game, and just do as best as you can.
So are you indicating that you're trying to win a tournament again and defend your title? You now have a record of 3 of 2. So 3 1. So 3 victories, 1 defeat. Are you indicating that you are trying to win the tournament, Fontaine?
Yeah, that was always the goal since we come into the tournament. Our goal was to win, take the trophy back home, leave it in Dominica, and that's our goal.
All right, so there you have it from the captain, Usinho Fontaine. Very good all-rounder. And, of course, good luck to you in the rest of the matches. Cheers. All right, so now we'll have a chat, of course, with the man of the match. The man who impacted the game here this afternoon, brought so much excitement towards the end there. Dylan John, you did it for your captain, for your team, and for your nation.
Well, yes, I did. I came out there, do my best, and show that I'm a senior player, and I did just that, and we came out victorious.
Yeah, so I'm looking at your figures there. 4 wickets, conceded only 27 runs in your 8-over spell. At what point you really thought that you could have brought this thing home for Dominica?
In the end, I just came out there, bowl wicket to wicket, listened to my coach, and yeah, I did just that. Took 3 wickets in the ending and brought my team to victory.
All right, so there you have it. That's the man of the match, Dylan John, of course, with a very excellent performance there towards the end. Really produced some excitement and taking some key wickets towards the end. It was a nail-biting performance, but finally he did it and brought, of course, that game home for Dominica. Congratulations to you and best luck, of course, in the remaining matches.
Yeah, so thank you.
All right, so that's it for us here at TV, of course. This game, of course, ended with so much excitement. And, of course, we look forward to more games like that in the remaining matches of the tournament. Of course, on behalf of Vibrant TV, DCA, and, of course, the technicians, the scholars, the rest of the stakeholders, and, of course, we invite you for more matches on Friday. Tomorrow is a rest day. But join us again, of course, on Friday for more matches. Thanks.